Well, the point I made today at La Red Innova is that a lot of CEOs have a wrong perception of what their job really is, and they don't realize where the most value added in their career is. And I think the value added in the life of a startup CEO or visionary CEO or CEO entrepreneur is in very few moments of his or her life where you have these incredible realizations of something that could be new and useful and valuable. So in my personal career, for example, I was talking about the last one, I'm building Phone, the largest Wi-Fi network in the world now, and it's a Wi-Fi network that's built by the people who share Wi-Fi at home and roam the world for free. Well, I had that idea while on vacation in Paris, and that was one of the most productive moments of my life. And I was just trying to point out the paradox that I tend to leave the office around 2 or 3 every day, that I take 12-week vacations, but that there's a productivity in the entrepreneur that is very different from every other employee in the company, which of course should work very hard and stay as long as they can in the office because they execute. But coming up with a vision is not a job. It's not that you sit at the office for 12 hours and come up with a vision. Visions tend to be, as the word implies, just some magic moments where you have this idea that you can then turn into a business. I think that innovation and creativity and new businesses are not, they don't particularly happen sitting in your desk. They happen just everywhere. The company of good friends trying to solve a problem. For example, in my case, I was just trying to connect myself to Wi-Fi, and all the Wi-Fi appeared locked, and I had to pay very high roaming charges. And so there has to be a need, and many times a personal need, like a lot of entrepreneurs, like the founder of Evernote or founder of Twitter or the founder of Facebook, or these are people who are trying to solve their own problems, like Mark Zuckerberg being unable to connect to friends and being unable to have friends. And it's just people have their own problems, they come up with their solution, and they amplify the solution to the rest of society. Well, I tend to recruit as chief operating officer very early on in my startups. That's kind of my thinking, and that's because I'm more of a evangelizer, idea person, vision person than a person who can spend a lot of time at the office making sure everything works. So I have my own shortcomings in that, and I've realized that. Other people are both CEOs, COOs of their own startup, but I still want to ask those people who do the job of CEO and COO, what is your most valuable role in the company, and shouldn't you delegate on everything that is not the most valuable so you can be at the most valuable most of the time? Well, from what I've seen, Red Innova New York is a much smaller event, much more personal, where you interact with a high-level group of people on a one-to-one basis. La Red Innova in Madrid is, I don't know how many people, but hundreds, let's say. And in my experience, I would just go in, give my presentation. Here I see a lot of friends. It's more of a gathering of people, many of which I know, and it's more of an interpersonal meeting, let's say of like 100 people versus an impersonal meeting of presenting to hundreds.